Our guest on the Ohio AgNet in this Between the Rows Farm Showcase brought to you by Seed Consultants, Dylan Baer of Wood County. Dylan, thank you for joining us. If you would just start off by telling us a little bit about your grain operation.
Yes, it's my dad and I farming operation. We farm wheat, corn, soybeans, alfalfa, and I do bale straw. That's about the gist of it. We're in seed sales, and I feed some freezer meat cattle, just on the side for a hobby, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And that's about the gist of it. And the custom farming, we do that as much as we can get our hands on.
So this spring certainly no stranger to maybe a little bit of delayed progress when we look at being in the fields. Talk a little bit about that with specifics to the grain side of things.
Yeah, we always say every year is different, and this one's been a challenging one, to say the least. This is one we'll remember for years to come. And our grain sales, we're behind on it, or grain farming, we're behind on everything. We like to have everything done by Memorial Day weekend, and we haven't even turned a wheel, and that's not something we're used to.
And when it comes to spraying those fields, you're using this piece of equipment standing behind us. Talk a little bit about that.
Yep. So here we have our beloved ATV sprayer. The less we use it, the better off we are. But here this is the only thing we've ever been able to use so far. It's got 60-foot booms and a 200-gallon tank, and we can get about 350 acres a day pretty easily. It's not fun, there's no auto steer like we're used to, or air conditioned cabs like we're used to, but at least we have something done and are able to get something done. That's about it. I mean, we just our burn down on our corn stalks going to beans, and we've sprayed some of our cover crops, but other than that, that's about it.
And talk a little bit with specifics to the hay side of the industry, the hay and the straw. Certainly not a great year for that as well.
No, our wheat got a rough start, and it's looking like it might amount to something. I guess it's better than the wheat and corn, or the corn and the beans that we have so far. But the hay took a beating over the winter, and there's neighbors that had wheat or hay for 4 and 5 years, and it's now gone. And I guess whatever we can find to bale, we're going to bale, because it's going to be worth something, we hope.
Now, with all of that in mind, you are actually the 5th generation to farm on this farm. How is that different from maybe somebody that's just starting out when you look at some of these rougher years?
I am the 5th generation, and it is challenging. We talk about even the technology advancements that have come about, and none of that helps when Mother Nature won't cooperate. So it is what it is at this point. Yeah.
And talk about the seed sales side of your operation. How does that help out when we look at some of these rougher springs?
Well, seed sales is not something you want to be in right now, because there's all kinds of questions about switching from corn to beans. Will they even plant it at all? And our commissions are based on seed sales, not seed returns. So that's going to play a major role in our profitability this year.
Well, and I said help, and maybe I meant lack thereof. Dylan, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us on the Ohio AgNet.